We're not stuck. We hear the whistle blowing, and we're inspired. Inspired by the legacy of the people who transformed this terrain into a rail yard that supplied America with the ore needed to win world wars. We're inspired by our unshakable identity, hanging tight like David facing down Goliaths, and we're moved by stories of our community's kindness. No matter who needs help, neighbors pitch in and get the job done. Hushed and humbled are more at play than pontification, but don't for 1 second think that means Proctor is a simple small town. It was built as a company town, and it continues down the tracks of time. And this rail revival is our destination.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Rail Yard. Ted Kiefert here on the call for the Rails for tonight's home opener for the Proctor Rails facing off against the Rebels from Moose Lake, Willow River. Let me welcome you into the Proctor faithful and also welcome into those from Moose Lake, Willow River and the surrounding area that were unable to be here tonight at the Rail Yard. Hopefully we will bring a good broadcast to you. Want to make sure that right off the bat we thank our students that are here working for us tonight, our director, producer, Nikki Olson, our cameraman, Evan Langmo. On our stats and technical issues is Reagan Pazak, and on our scoreboard, Braden Schnepper. Why do I always want to say it the other way, but I got to get over that. Also want to make sure that we thank our sponsors. The Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic, Art, and Athletic Development, Irving Community Club Pulling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies, Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window and Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Wittis Trailer Sales, Esco, Stream Dudes for all your streaming needs, streamdudes.com. Great Lakes Office Solutions, the Robin Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center, Main Street, Proctor, Audiology Concepts, Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, and Burnsville, and our new sponsor, our in-game sponsor for this year's basketball games, both boys and girls, the Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop, Main Street, Proctor. Thank you to Bing, Nikki, and also to Chad for being our in-game sponsors. With that sponsorship, every home game we will be giving a gift certificate to the player of the game from the Proctor Rail side for a free 12-inch pizza of their choice. So, again, thank you to those three and Proctor Pizzas and Sub for everything they do for our community. Welcome in both teams, home opener. Young teams for both squads. Talking with Moose Lake, Willow River, keys to their game tonight. They talked about playing stout defense and rebounding well, making sure that this young team that comprises of a five that's never had a start. Young kids coming through, making sure that they stay out of foul trouble and making sure that they keep turnovers to a minimum as they look at Proctor's pressure defense and their press that they feel might have the ability to cause some turnovers. So really trying to take care of that ball and making sure that their offensive possessions are quality when they have them. Talking with Cole Lipinski, the coach for Proctor, he talked about their keys to success tonight being that, again, that press, that cornerstone of their game, making sure that they're tenacious on the ball without fouling, and making sure that they're working on showing the officials their hands on defense and defending without feet and chest. So make sure they get that slide, getting their hands up so that they can try to stay out of that foul trouble. Having good quality ball movement. They've adapted to a Euro ball screen offense set as their base offense and lots of ball screens and ball movement. So trying to get those quality passes so that they can get quality looks at a quality shot. He talked about how their guys have really taken to it and really like running it, not getting outrun. They want to make sure that they can control the tempo how they want, whether they're running a quick press or making sure that they slow things down for game control. Also looking at pushing the ball up the court and playing a lot looser than what they have in the past while trying to score in transition and having the athletes to outrun teams and also by attacking. For the Rails, 4 returning players who started in games last year. That's Josh Sinnott, Carter St. Germain. Lost my note here. Give me 1/2 second. Nick Breed and also James Pirro. Adding to that is going to be Dane Oman. And the big key that they're going to miss is Nick Breed, and as he's having his wisdom teeth out. We hope that the tooth fairy's good to him and gets him some good quality money under that pillow for those wisdom teeth. And we wish him a great, speedy recovery. Tonight we're going to have Mark Fleisch on the mic for our in-house PA. We're going to get started here in about 3 minutes, but right now we're going to take a quick break, hear from a couple of our sponsors. We'll be back right after this.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
a good mechanic.
And I kept searching.
and searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes. Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
thank you.
Our renewal by Anderson windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They have just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Potentials, lots of different options with the different loans that are out there. You know, what we'll do is we'll talk to you about your scenario, your situation. We'll figure out what actually works best for you. But the key is what is going to be the most cost effective. So we will compare conventional versus FHA, USDA versus, FHA, different types of things that way. Sometimes even if you're a veteran, the VA loan might not actually make the most sense, just because there are some fees associated with that loan that you might be able to do the same type of loan but do it cheaper with a different type of a program. But again, that's something that we will figure out. We'll figure out the best scenario for you. We'll give you the options, but we'll obviously lead you to the right and most cost-effective way to purchase or refinance that house.
And we're back here at the rail yard for tonight's matchup. We're going to turn it over to in-house PA Fleisch for our starting lineups and national anthem. We'll be back right after that.
Remember, no flags or noisemakers. Remember, these are kids. This is the game. And parents should cheer for everyone and be role models.
Yeah, you should put the mic underneath there.
And coaches are human too. Thank you for your support of the athletes, coaches, and officials. Enjoy today's game.
At this time, we'd like to ask everyone to please rise as we honor America with a show of respect to the men and women who have given their lives in preserving freedom in this country and throughout the world. If you've not done so as of yet, we ask that you now rise if you are able and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem. Well, good evening, fans, and welcome to Proctor Public Schools for today's Minnesota State High School League boys basketball game that features the Rebels from Moose Lake Willow River and your Proctor Rails. Let's meet the starters for tonight's contest, starting out by meeting the visitors from Moose Lake Willow River. Starting at a guard position, wearing number 1, Owen Lowe. Also at guard, number 3, Luke Dewey. At a forward position, number 4, Nolan Nelson. Also at a guard, number 11, Jimmy Walker. And also at a guard, number 22, Adam Newman. The head coach of Moose Lake is Paul Dewey.
Are you serious? Players work for this moment. We have got to feel the hunger to make it happen one another. Here, one another, and pick each other up for this one.
We gotta find a way to get the lights out over here.
Exactly.
And the spotlight on the top.
Rock and roll time.
And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Proctor Rails. He's one of your captains. He's also a senior, wearing number 2, Carter St. Germain. Another one of your captains. He's a sophomore, wearing number 4, Josh Sinnott. Another captain, a junior wearing number 5, Dane Oman. Another one of your captains, he's a senior wearing number 13, Wesley Theory. And your final starter is a senior wearing number 22, Nate Moss. The assistant coaches are Jared Pottersay, Brody Iden, Derek Solers. Your head coach is Cole Lipinski.
So there you have it. There's our starters for tonight. As you can see on the screen, our starters for the Rebels. Number 1, Owen Lowe. Number 2, Luke Dewey. Number 4, Nolan Nelson. Number 11, Jimmy Walker. And number 22, Adam Noonan. For the Rails, we have number 2, Carter St. Germain. Number 4, Josh Sinnott. Number 5, Dane Oman. Number 13, Wesley Theory. And number 22, Nate Maz for our starters here tonight as we get ready for tip-off here at the Rail Yard. Time set 7:21 here as we finish the school song for the Proctor Rails.
It's almost done.
So just about to get the 2022-23 season underway here with the Rails versus the Rebels here live from the Rail Yard. And it'll be Sinnott and Walker on the tip for the respective teams. And Walker with the win for the Rebels. Rebels will push it all the way, right away into the offensive zone. And this is Lowe. Lowe drives up, pushes one off the board for 2. So the Rebels break it open right away, and there's a turnover by the Rails. That turnover was caused by Wesley Theory, and here comes the Rebels right back down, putting hard pressure. Down with that rebound was Wesley Theory, so makes up for that turnover. Now pushing it back in, Dane Oman drives into the paint, pushes it out to Sinnott. Now Dane stuck in the corner. Ullman looking for help, looking for somebody. Nice long pass pushed outside to Maz. Maz now going to push, take a Euro step, and can't get that to fall. That goes out of bounds, going to stay with the rails. As Dewey got a piece of it as it was coming through the lane. Theory to inbound the pass now. Gets it in. This is St. Germain. St. Germain drives right now up on the step, get off the glass, can't get it to fall. But down with the rebound was Sinnott. Sinnott now trying to push it back up off the glass, in and out, and down with the board is number 11, Jimmy Walker. Now pushed into the corners. It was Nelson. Now down inside. That's to Walker. Walker gets it to fall. Walker on the board for 2. Ullman now going to take a turn, try to drive into the paint, and he's going to get called. Foul going to be called on number 1, Owen Lau. That's going to be his team's first. So Lowe with the foul to get him started in the reel as he gets a push against Ullman on the far baseline, or sideline, sorry. And Theory going to put the ball in for the rails. Into St. Germain. St. Germain looking for help, pushes it off to Ullman on the top right-hand side of the key. Moss coming up to set the pick, or the screen, pardon me, and that's going to go off the hands of Lowe that's going to be off the hands of Dewey. Go out of bounds, and it'll stay green ball. St. Germain to inbound the ball for the rails. Gets it into Ullman now, just outside of that center court stripe. Now going to try to drive through a couple defenders, takes stop, gives it off to Theory. Theory can't get it to go, but does draw the foul and will go to line. That foul is going to be called on number 22, Adam Noonan. So Theory to the line to see if he can make this foul count and get the rails on the board here early goings first half. And he hits the first one. So the rails on the board now with Theory hitting his first of 2. And he hits the second, so Theory 2 for 2 from the stripe. And I'm going to let you just watch the game for a minute. I'm just going to fix this here. There's a turnover caused by number 22, Noonan. And here come the rails pushing back in a fast move action. Theory moves right, comes back left, now gets trapped, almost has the ball taken, but then goes back, tries to get possession. Cannot hang on onto it, goes out of bounds off green, and it'll be Rebel ball. Walker will bring it up the floor for the Rebels. Pushes it to Noonan, now over to Lowe. Lowe goes a little jumper just outside the paint, drops down into the hands of Sinnott, as Dewey was there trying to get that board also. Ullman gives his dribble. Moz looking for some help, was looking for a backdoor cut that he thought St. Germain was going to come get, but gives it off to Sinnott. Sinnott not able to get that floater to fall. And now I got a high side shooter. That's number 22, Noonan, and he can't get it to fall. And foul going to be called on number 3, Luke Dewey. So that's his first team third. And St. Germain will bring the ball up for the rails. Gives it off to Sinnott. Sinnott tries to drive baseline, now pushes back up. That's a turnover on Sinnott. And gives, that was Noonan giving it off to Lowell for 2. And the Rebels up 6-2 here in the early ways. Sinnott, far right side, going to bring it to the middle, gets stopped, now looking for help. Goes far, but he has a turnover. So Sinnott with the turnover there. And bring it up the floor, Nolan Nelson. And Dane Ullman trying to plead his case that he hit it off of Lowe, but it's going to stay with the Rebels. Maz will take a break and into the game, number 33, James Piero. John, if you're watching, hi, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Carrying on the tradition of the word, you'll know what I mean by that. Driving to the right side, Nelson now stuck in the paint, going to get called for a travel, and Nelson turns it over. So St. Germain now to bring it up. Dane Oman now going to try to find somewhere to go. Give his to Gillis. Gillis down in the edge of the block and now has to push it back up. Sinnott directing traffic, trying to get something going. Down in the corner for St. Germain. St. Germain brings it back up to the top side. Now Piero. Piero going to take off that two-man side, and here's Sinnott again. Sinnott with a nice little bump there by Walker. Piero looking like just a little shy, and that's going to go. Foul going to be called on Ian Gillis. That'll be his first, team's first for the Rails there. About 13:55 left here, first half. Bringing up the ball, first time in the game for the Rebels, Eli Young. Young's put it off to Dewey, and Dewey not be able to get there, but foul going to be called. So foul was called on number 4, Josh Sinnott. That's his first, team second. And going to the line to shoot will be number 4, Nolan Nelson. Nelson hits the first. And does not get the second to fall. Oman tried to get the board, not able to get it. But going in and getting the rebound was Eli Young, and he puts that up for 2. So number 15, Eli Young, puts that in for 2 for the Rebels. And had a nice little rebound. Foul going to be called on number 22, Adam Noonan. And that's going to be his second, the team's fourth. So big pass in from from Piero to St. Germain. And now Piero will try to make his way through, and it's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow does favor the Rails, so ball will stay with the Rails. Got to keep that ball high above the head, not try to get it down in that breadbasket where it can be easily grabbed. Also now into the game, Reese Bodie in for the Rebels. Number 24 seeing his first action this evening. Ullman. Pass into St. Germain on the sideline. And so that'll be a turnover by St. Germain, number 2 for the Rails. Now the Rails are putting on some pressure. And down into the corner. Big shot here by Walker. Can't get that to fall, but in for the board was Youngs. And he gets it, and he puts it up for 2. So not only did number 15 Eli Youngs have a basket there, also had his own rebound. Piero for 3. So James Piero on the board with 3. Youngs drives into the paint, takes a step, gets up and around, can't get that to fall. But right there for it is Bodie, can't get that to fall either. Going to go off the hands of Youngs. No, they're going to say that went off Gillis, and it'll stay Rebel ball. And is going to be the game. Ben Jahola into the game, Theory back into the game, Maz back into the game as Ullman, St. Germain, and Sinnott will take a break. Walker from the corner. Can't get that as it heads off the front peg. And Bodie with the board, puts it back up, and misses that one also. So just a mirage of shots here. That's Youngs. Eli Youngs, number 15 for 2, board and 2. And now Piero will bring it up the floor for the Rails. Gives it off to Maz. Maz moves to his right side, has Ian Gillis, Jahola, Theory, and who am I missing? And I already said Piero, so that would have been it. And so Ian Gillis called for his second, team's third. And he's going to take a seat, and Josh Sinnott back into the game for the Rails. 13-5 here. Rebels lead. Now trying to set some pressure on the full court. That was an over and back, but no official in the place to see it. As the ball bounced back and over. And Walker now going to go right straight into the paint with a great pass. That was for Lowe, but not able to get it. Falling out of bounds was Youngs. He can't get that he throws that back into to Bodie. Bodie misses, but then down into the paint is a foul. That foul is going to be called on James Piero, his first, team's fourth. But before the shots, there's going to be a timeout taken by the Rails. We're going to take a quick timeout also. We'll be back right after this.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really, really needed
A good mechanic.
And I kept searching.
And searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well.
Look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
Thank you.
Back here at the rail yard, Rails take a timeout as the Rebels have a 10-point lead. 10-5 here with 11:48 left first half. And going to the line to shoot after the foul on James Piero was number 1, Owen Lowe. Lowe misses that and will not get the attempt at the 1-and-1. Reach going to be called on number 3, Luke Dewey. That's going to be his second, team's fifth. That's put into now. Jahola gets it in. Now given off to Maz. Maz takes a step, comes back around, loses control. Now going to try to step back in. He's looking for some control. That almost went over. That was a tip by Youngs. And the Rails just kind of look a little bit out of sorts right now. Turnover on Maz. Number 22 has a turnover for the Rails. So now the Rails going to put a full court press here. Walker looking for somebody, and he finally gets Dewey. Dewey gets it into the offensive side of the court, drives down to the right-hand side. Now back to the top of the key for Walker. Youngs for three, I'm sorry. Youngs for three. So Young's really kind of stepping up the game for the Rebels as he's come in and has 9 points in that short span that he's in. Another turnover on Piero. Now the Rails get it back as a turnover on Young's. Foul going to be called against, looks like that's going to be Bodie. That'll be his first, team's sixth. So Reese Bodie, his second foul, team's sixth here. Into Piero. Piero high hands now, turns and moves. Gives up the dribble. Inside to Sennett. Sennett tries to drive down. And battle down there as Youngs comes in and does his thing and is able to get that tie up. And the arrow favors the Rails. And subbing back in is going to be Nolan Nelson. Taking a seat is going to be number 24, Reese Bodie. Theory, bottom right-hand corner, gives off to Piero. Piero for three as he had someone in his face, unable to get it to go, but Ma's going to go get that board as Piero was not able to hit that. Now steps back up, dishes it inside to Theory. Theory looking for some help, pushes it out to Jahola. Jahola now takes a step, gives it up. This is Maz with an easy open look and not able to get it, but going to draw the foul. That's going to go against Walker. That'll be his first, team seventh. Maz will go to the line, shooting two. Maz hits the first one. St. Germain back into the game for the Rails, and Jahola will take a seat. Maz not able to hit the other one, but going to try to go get it. Was Sennett, but Walker comes down with it. So Maz one for two from the line. Youngs takes it, drives in the paint, pushes it back out. This is Dewey. Dewey for three, in and out, and down with the board is St. Germain, number 2. This is pushed into Sinnott. Sinnott looking for the far side. Moz catches it, now gives off to Piero. Piero going to drive into the paint, gives it up. Moz now again. Here comes St. Germain in off the little hook. Can't get it to fall, but Sinnott down with the board. Sinnott turns, fires, can't get that to fall a little too hard as he puts his own rebound, or puts the rebound back up, unable to get it back in his hands, and going the other way, and Lowe will score for 2. Theory drives in the paint, can't wait, and gets that to fall. So Theory with 2, and here comes Youngs. Theory sets his feet, nothing doing. Youngs can't get that one to fall. 2 Rails come down with it. We'll give that rebound to number 13, Wesley Theory, for the Rails. Oh, nice almost interception there by Youngs. Can't get it to get it, though. Moz drives into the paint, pushes it back out to Piero. Piero for 3. Can't get that to fall. Sinnott was right there, but Walker with the Rebels down with the board, and now here come the Rebels. That's Nelson, who couldn't get that to fall as he made body contact with Moz. Moz goes down. Here comes St. Germain, little under leg hook, can't get that to fall, and Walker going to try to come back up. Timeout going to be taken by the Rebels. He's going to take a full timeout, but let's kind of look at some numbers quick here before we go. Leading the scoring that we have, 20-8. 12-point difference. The Rails leading scorer right now, the senior shooting guard Wesley Theory with 4 points, and the big difference maker for the Rebels is number 15, Eli Youngs. Youngs comes in, during kind of a little bit of a smaller stalemate. And is able to drop 9 points down in about 4.5, 5 minutes. But then also just all over the place with his body. If you are Rails fans and you joined us for the girls' game the other evening, you're looking at like a Tangen or a Paige Evans or a Chloe Carlson, just able to get in there and really be physical, do the thing. And Lily Smith, it was a great chance to watch those ladies along with Hope Carlson and the rest of the gang just do an amazing job the other night, down by 6 at halftime, and come back and have a 21-point win over Crosby Ironton. It was a great little matchup, and glad we were able to bring that to you. If you want to check that out, head on over to Rails TV on YouTube. You can see that broadcast as it will be there as long as YouTube will be. Again, I want to thank our students that we have here tonight. Our director-producer, Nikki Olson, our cameraman, Evan Langmo, our stats and technical director is Reagan Pazak, and our scoreboard, Braden Schnepper. Fun names to say, Schnepper. You got to love the name Schnepper. Now ducked in and out, not being able to put it up is Noonan. Noonan gets his own board, puts it back up, and able to get that fall. So 2 shots for Noonan and a rebound. So Noonan now on the board with 2 points for the Rebels. St. Germain brings it up. Interception there by Lowe. Lowe going to go all the way down, but there to play defense was St. Germain, able to get a hand on it and knock out of bounds, but also not draw that foul. Nice play there by St. Germain to have the wheels and get down there and to stop that easy bucket by Lowe. Walker now pushes it up top. That's Bodie, driving into the paint. That's Noonan. Pushes it off far left corner. And that is Nelson for 3. So Nelson with 3 for 3 brings it 25-8 as the Rebels are just pulling this away. Another interception here. This is Nelson, and he'll go from coast to coast for 2. So Dane Oman now to give it a try, bring it up the floor for the Rails. St. Germain, Theory, Oman, Sinnott, and Jahola on the floor for the Rails. This is St. Germain, drives it around, comes into the paint, looking for somewhere to go for it. Almost a turnover, but Sinnott able to fight harder and go get it. This is Theory. Theory nowhere to go. Jahola trying to bulldog his way into the paint, unable to get there as Brody, another bulldog on the other side with the Rebels. And that try to put up there is going to go off the backboard out of bounds, and it'll be a turnover for the Rails. Specifically a turnover for number 21, Jahola, and it'll be Rebel ball. Noonan now pushes it off. This is Lowe. Lowe tries to get it out, go off the glass, unable to do it. or get it to fall, and Jehola down with the board. Here comes Omen, going to try to rush it into the paint, tries to go up and over, going to be drawn a foul. That foul looks like it's going to go on Nolan Nelson. It'll be his first, team's 8th. So Omen at the line and misses the first. Maz and Piero into the back end of the game for the Rails, along with Gillis taking a seat. Sinnott, Jehola, and St. Germain taking a breather for the Rebels. Number 1, Owen Lowe, and back into the game for the Rebels. Number 15, Eli Youngs. Omen hits the second one. So Omen on the board now for the night. Turnover by Walker for the Rebels, number 11, and here come the Rails into the offensive zone. So the tune for both these teams tonight so far, Omen for 2. So far, I would say that ball control and protecting that ball, the Rebels are doing that as Coach said they were trying to do. Big three-pointer by Walker. And doing the opposite is the Rails. Just a little sloppy. Game 1, jitters, nerves, whatever you want to call it. But just a little sloppy, and I'm sure that Coach Lipinski will get that cleaned up during halftime. So this is Theory now, comes back to the top. Looking for help, dishes it off to Omen. Going to go off Omen's foot, and that'll be a turnover on number 5, Dane Omen. Youngs to put it in for the Rebels to Walker. Now got a press here on from the Rails, but they allow Walker to walk right down the floor, and he drives inside now, just off the hands, can't control it. Omen going to get a call for a push. That'll be his first, team's 5th. Piero takes a break and gets a breather, and Josh Sinnott now back in to the game for the Rails. Josh Sinnott, one of your sophomore seniors or captains. Good defense there by Maz. Would have been better if we could have grabbed it, but we're able to keep it out of the offensive hands of, can't see that it was down there. I think it was Noonan. Wow, nice job there. Both Sinnott and Walker go up. Match up well, but Walker able to come down with it. Walker in the corner now, on top of the key. Pushes it over. This is Youngs. Youngs and Omen. Push it back out to Walker. Walker walks. Noonan. Walker goes off Walker's hands as he was kind of looking down towards the baseline. I don't think he was expecting that pass from Noonan. And a turnover on number 11, Walker for the Rebels. And Wesley Theory will put it in play for the Rails. Damian Omen pushes it to Sinnott. Sinnott to Maz. Maz to Wesley for 3, and he hits it. So Theory with another 3 points here in the goings, and as the Rails are trying to fight back, trying to cut this lead in this deficit in half. And here comes Noonan. Nice change up, and Omen there on Walker. Noonan. Youngs gives it off to Nelson. Nelson drives in the paint, not able to get there. That's going to go off the hands of a green jersey. I'm not sure which one. And it'll stay with the Rebels. Walker to inbound it for the Rebels. Nelson looking for help, drives baseline, now steps, pushes it up off the block, off the glass, and gets it to fall. So Nelson for 2. Omen fighting his way across center court, dishes it back inside. Thought he had Gillis to it, going to be a battle for it. And they're going to roll and walk, and now no travel call, but this is Theory, and he misses on a long 3 as Gillis and Sinnott go for the ball out of bounds. Sinnott and Omen trying to get some traffic directed here and try to set some things up on trying to run this press. Walker pushes Youngs. This is Noonan. Noonan for three. Can't get that to fall, but right there is Bodie. No foul as both were going ball. No foul call. Going to say out of bounds. Going to have a substitution. Noonan out of the game and Lowe back in for the Rebels. Halftime, we'll hear from a few of our sponsors. We'll come back, talk about the broadcast we got coming up and where we are for stats here in the first half as Young's directing traffic at the top of the key, gives off to Walker. Walker, nice pass over to Lowe. Lowe going to drive to the top of the paint. Can't get that to fall, and down with the board is Sinnott. Sinnott now coming the other way. This is Maz. Nobody on Maz, up off of the glass, and gets that one to fall. Walker tried to contest that, but nothing doing. Nelson for three from the corner gets that to fall to answer back. So under 4 minutes left here, first half. Oman could have been called for a carry there. Not called, though. And looking for help. Theory takes his dribble, gives it up now to Maz, and that's going to go out of bounds. And it'll stay with the rails as Lowe was trying to get there defensively to get a steal. Piero St. Germain back into the game. Maz and Oman out. Sinnott now going to come out. And Jahola in. Coach Lipinski trying to get his seniors in check. Piero takes it up, gives it off to Theory. Theory now looking to drive, comes left side with the help of the screen from Piero. Piero has his dribble, now gives it off to Jahola. Jahola behind the line, steps back, lets it fly. Off the iron, goes to the far right side, and down with the board is Lowe. Bodie now. Young's going to bring it up for the Rebels. Under 3 minutes left here, first half. Walker going to try to jump the paint, unable to do that, but this is Lowe for three. Can't get that as it goes off the backside of the iron. And Jahola down with the board, and here comes St. Germain. Looking for some help, resets it, gives it off to Theory. Theory for three with nobody there. Unable to get that fall, just a little too hard backside iron. And here comes Nelson with a nice little body bump. Can't get it to fall, but it does. So Nelson coming on here as he came back in about 3 minutes ago for the Rebels. Theory moves to his left into the paint, up and tries to get it to go, but big block there by Walker. Walker going to drive it down the other way. No contestant, and Gillis going to get called for his third as he goes up and over the back side of Walker. So Ian Gillis, the third foul, number 6 for them and for the Rails. And at the line will be Walker. Walker will shoot two. Walker misses the first one. Dane Oman back into the game for the Rails. Ian Gillis will take a seat as he's got 3 fouls. Probably won't see him until about midway through the second half. Walker and misses both. So even though it's a bad foul, good foul. If you ask Coach Chad Brenna, he would have told you that that was still a good foul. No points spared. Theory, jump stops, gives. And I don't know if he thought Oman was going to come down there, but a little bad pass. But they're talking to each other to try to square it out and get it fixed. Again, game one, you're going to kind of see some things that don't work out all the time. You want to talk with me? Huh? Asking one of our students if she wants to be on air with us. Nice move there by Walker. Now able to get it to fall. Theory and Bodie try to battle for it. Going to be a foul on the floor, and I think that's going to go against number 4, Josh Sinnott. That is not correct. That's going to go on James Piero. That'll be his second, team's 7th, and the ball will be Rebel ball. And because that's the 7th, that'll be a 1-on-1 situation for Walker, and Walker will go to the stripe. Officials trying to get the ball cleaned up a little bit. So Walker misses that one too. So now 0 for 3 from the stripe for Walker, though he is pretty much everywhere else. Only 5 offensive points, but doing a good battle. Foul going to be called, as I thought there was going to be a turnover. So Reese Bodie going to draw his second, the team's 9th. So almost into the double bonus is the Rails here with 1:35 left first half. So Sinnott leaves that one short, so that is a miss. 0 for 1 from the stripe, and here come the Rebels. Rebels kind of slow it down just a hair, but inside to Walker. Walker up off the glass, and he makes up for those missed free throws by dropping down a bucket. St. Germain going to come up the floor now over half court. Theory, Omen, St. Germain, Sinnott, and Piero on the floor. Tough pass there by St. Germain. Going to go off the... Did not go off the hands. I thought maybe it did. Did not go off the hands. Back into the game for the Rebels is going to be Youngs and also Noonan, as Bodie and I believe it was Nelson take a seat. Top side. This is Youngs. Drives into the paint. Falling down. Can't get that to fall. And Sinnott with the board. And now he's going to drive back the other way. Inside, this is Piero. Nowhere to go as he stops on his shot. Now a little jumper. Tried to force it up off the glass. Unable to get that to fall. And here comes Nelson for the Rebels. Nelson moves to his right-hand side. Now back. Now nobody in his face, so he takes a shot. Can't get it to fall off the iron. Piero down with the ball. So number 33, John can't do that. James Piero down with the board. Pushes out to St. Germain. St. Germain for 3. Can't get that to fall here as the clock's ticking, but Sinnott up with the board. Gets the board. Puts it up. Gets the board. So 2 boards and 2 shots for Sinnott. Josh Sinnott, just a battler. He's got all the heart and passion of any good player. Theory now to right-hand side. Now going to drive towards the paint, looking for the step. Up off the glass and can't get it to fall. Down with the board is Walker. Walker going to push it up with 1 second, and that's going to be the horn, and it's not going to be any good. But it does not count, as the horn had sounded before he let it go, and that'll be the halftime score. 39-16 here from the rail yard, and I'm sure that Coach Lipinski will be having a conversation as he goes in. Before we go to commercial, I want to just share some of the things that we have coming up here up until roughly the 20th. I want to make sure that we thank all our fans for being here. Not for being here. That was the wrong terminology. I want to thank all the fans that are joining us tonight. We got 53 people watching, so that's a good number. Thank you to those who are Proctor faithful. Thank you to those who are joining us from the Moose Lake, Willow River area. So coming up after tonight, boys hockey will be on tomorrow at 7:30 against Breck. Then next week, on the 5th, we have Proctor Choir and also just Proctor Choir. And then on Tuesday, Grand Rapids will visit the St. Luke Sports and Event Center for boys hockey, as we will also have Greenway here with boys basketball here at the high school, along with the Jenica Middle School Choir will be that same night. Then towards the end of that week, that Thursday, we'll have Mesabi East here for boys basketball. And then to close out that week, we will have Red Wing joining us at the St. Luke Sports and Event Center for boys hockey. Following week, school board, Proctor High School band, Cloquet versus the boys hockey. We're just going to have a load of events. So if you want to see more, want to know more, head on over to railstv.net. That's railstv.net to check that information out. And we will catch up with you. Let's see. Hold on, I'm getting some messages and a little score update for our ladies basketball team. The girls are up 58 I got to see what the score is here. At halftime, the girls team is up 58-4 over Moose Lake Willow River, down at Moose Lake Willow River. So good for them, and hopefully they'll enjoy the rest of their game that way. But right now we're going to take a commercial break here from 4, 5, 800 of our sponsors. No, just 4 or 5 of our sponsors. We'll be back right after a word.
A renewal by Anderson windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They have just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Hi, I really need to take care of a car problem. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Can you handle all makes and models? Will you get me back on the road quickly? High-tech equipment? Competitively priced? Brakes? Batteries? Tire rotation? Body repair? Guaranteed? Complete engine overhauls? Okay, they check out.
With the different loans that are out there. You know, what we'll do is we'll talk to you about your scenario, your situation. We'll figure out what actually works best for you. But the key is what is going to be the most cost effective. So we will compare conventional versus FHA, USDA versus, FHA, different types of things that way. Sometimes even if you're a veteran, the VA loan might not actually make the most sense, just because there are some fees associated with that loan that you might be able to do the same type of loan but do it cheaper with a different type of a program. But again, that's something that we will figure out. We'll figure out the best scenario for you. We'll give you the options, but we'll obviously lead you to the right and most cost-effective way to purchase or refinance that house.
Welcome back here into the rail yard. We are getting ready to get underway for the second half here from between the matchup with the Rails and the Rebels. Rebels leading 39-16. Going to see if I can get you some. There we go. Get you some sound here from the rail yard. So first half stat leaders, your big leader, or your leaders for the Rebels, Lowell was 6. Nelson with, 3, 6, 8, 10, 11. 11 for Nelson, 7 for Walker, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 for Youngs. And Noonan with 2. For the Rails, Holman with 3. You've got Theory with 7, Maz with 3, and Fiora with 3. For Moose Lake Willow River, rebounds wise, Nelson with 2, Walker with 3, Young 2. Bodie with 1, and let's see, Noonan with 1. For the Rails, Sinnott with 4. Leading the way, Theory 2, a couple of 1s there. Turnover-wise, leading the way is going to be Josh Sinnott for the Rails, and going to be Walker for turnovers for Moose Lake Willow River. Again, game 1 here. The possession arrow will be with the Rebels as we get the second half here underway. And Noonan will get the ball and drive it up. And down on the, almost onto the floor went St. Germain. That could have been dangerous. Walker tries to drive into paint. Sinnott gets a hand on it. Theory, Sinnott is going to get a jump ball call. And that will be a possession arrow to the Rails. So 50-50 pot, $130 here tonight. That's a great deal.
4085 024 085. If you have that, please 50-50, you want $130.
So now we're going to just bring that down a little bit so we can listen here. Maz gives it off to Sinnott. Sinnott going to bring it to the right side. And Sinnott with a turnover. And down the floor came the Rebels, unable to get it. Now going to be a foul called. Oh, a tech going to be called. One white, that's going to be low. That's going to be a tech. And basket is going to be, was good. So looks like Sinnott's going to go shoot the shots for the technical for the Rails out of the players on the floor. And he hits the first. So then coming out of the technical, it'll be green ball, and we'll get back underway. So Owen Lowe hit with the technical foul there with the Rebels. I wish Chad Brennan was here. He couldn't make it due to some personal things, but I got to tell you, he would be in what I like to call shoe heaven, as he is the man of shoes, and there are a whole lot of different styles of shoes that I couldn't even begin to tell you what they are, but the saddest part is he can tell you from about 90 feet away, and the Rebels now drive in. This is inside the Low. Low makes up and gets 2. So he's back onto the board for the second half, and here come the Rails. Ullman now moves right, goes left. They're going to get a call for an over and back, so a turnover on number 5, Dane Ullman. On an over and back, and now it'll be Rebel ball. Here comes Dewey. Dewey brings it up, pushes it over to Nelson. Nelson now off to Walker. Walker drives the paint, up off the glass, and an easy fall. So Walker, too, jumping in right where he left off in that first half. Ullman now going to try to go back to his left again. Now gives it to Theory to get some help. Theory drives back to his right with the screen from Ullman. Now another screen. Here comes St. Germain. Pushes it out to Ullman. Ullman for three from the left side. And way short. Tickles the twine on the way out. Down with that board was Nelson. Nelson can't hang on to the, or had a long pass that kind of bounced. Walker not able to get there. Going to go out of bounds and going to be rail ball. Ullman now brings it up for the rails here. And he is stuck and could have been called for an over and back again as he, well, actually he never got it fully over, so he would have been fine. Maz gives it off to St. Germain. St. Germain nowhere to go, now retreats back the other way. Backs out, nowhere to go. Nice inside dish to Ullman. Ullman tried to push it to Sinnott, but not able to get it there. That's a shot I would say that Ullman should have just went up and taken. Low drives the paint, puts it up off the glass, can't get it to fall. Ullman gets it, or the board now pushes the other way. He has help, St. Germain. St. Germain up off the glass, but a big block there by number 4, Nelson. Nelson goes up, gets way up off that, on that block of St. Germain. Ullman. Soft pass in, and Nelson, or pardon me, not Nelson, Dewey there. And Dewey able to block it out, but it'll stay with the Rails. And now the Rails are going to take a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout, too. Actually, you know what? We're going to stay here. I'm going to thank our sponsors and our students instead. Want to make sure that we thank our sponsors, the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic Art and Athletic Development, Irving Community Club Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies, Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window and Doors, Superior, Wisconsin, Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, Stream Dudes for all your streaming needs, streamdudes.com. Great Lakes Office Solutions, the Rob and Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center, Main Street, Proctor, Audiology Concepts with 5 locations, Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, and Burnsville, and Proctor Pizza, our in-game sponsor. Proctor Pizza, Sub Shop, Main Street, Proctor. Again, thank you to Nikki, Chad, Bing, all the folks over there for all you do for our community and what you're doing for Rails TV and with our Player of the Game sponsorship here on our broadcast. 15:32 left here, second half, 45-17. The Rebels lead the Rails. Again, welcome into everybody that's a Rails faithful. And for those of you from Moose Lake, Willow River area, thank you for joining us if you weren't able to make it. Thank our students as we get started here. Director-producer Nikki Olson. Our camera person is Evan Langmo. Our stats technical support person is Reagan Pazak. And our scoreboard operator, Braden Schnepper. Pass in from Sinnott to Theory. Back down deep to Sinnott. Sinnott tries to turn, pushes off the body, tries to go get it his own, and it goes off the hands of Walker, and it'll stay green ball. So good battle there by Sinnott with Theory getting him that pass, driving in down low into the paint. A nice little high lobber and just too high, and here comes Walker as he got a piece of it first. Nice stop there, and no foul by Sinnott, but getting the points there is going to be Walker. St. Germain now moves right, goes back left side, gives it off to Theory. Nelson there defensively. Theory gives inside. This was to Maz. Maz jumps the paint, now comes back and tries to push it off the little bit of a soft floating kisser, and he gets that to fall. So Maz for 2, now back on the board here, second half. Oh, Ullman going to be called for a reach, even though that looked like it was a. So Ullman gets his second, team first of the half. So back into the game for the Rebels is going to be number 22, Noonan, as Nelson will take a break. So the Rails trying to use some of their speed that they have. They do have a very speedy squad, but seems to be that with that speed, it just might be just a little too quick as Noonan drops another 2 in on the Rails. Gillis, Piro, and Jahola getting ready to check in for the Rails. That inside pass there was intended for Maz. Maz in 2 white jerseys fall. And St. Germain trying to get that 3 working and still can't get it to fall. Low pushes it. This is Dewey. High fly ball out of bounds, but foul going to be called. Foul going to be called on Maz, number 22. That'll be his first, team second. Taking the seat is going to be Maz, Sinnott, and Omen. Again, as Piero, Jahola, and Gillis come into the game. Gillis is the one you got to be careful about as he's got 3 fouls. But again, said you probably wouldn't see him till about the 12-minute mark. I was off by about 2 minutes. And Gillis gives it off to Jahola. Jahola's going to bring it up the floor. Going to drive right side, nowhere to go with it, but to Piero down in the corner. Piero going to retreat, come back up. Gives it to St. Germain, who's going to try to drive the baseline. Gets it inside to Theory. Can't get that to go as he's a little too deep, but does draw the foul. And that foul is going to go on Owen Lowe. That'll be his 3rd, team's first of the half. So Nelson going to check back into the game for Lowe as he's got 3. But going to the line is going to be Wesley Theory. William, if you're watching, hello. Wesley hits the first. Again, fans, stay with us. At the end of the game, we'll hear from a couple of our sponsors, then we'll come back and do our players of the game, one from Moose Lake Willow River and also our Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop player of the game from the rail side. And Theory gets them both to hit. So Theory 4 for 4 from the stripe to help the cause. And now 49-21. Right side, Lowell gives it off to Nelson. Nelson going to drive into the paint and tries to give off the floater, and he does. So Nelson back on the board here, second half. St. Germain now tries to drive down and around. That's Youngs. Bodie back into the game for the Rebels, and Jahola can't get the jumper in just outside the paint to fall. Long pass. This is to Nelson. St. Germain tried to get a hand on it, couldn't get it to go, but getting a piece of it was Piero. And then Nelson had to not go up and get it, and the board comes down to Theory. Theory going to give it off to Piero, and back here come the rails into the offensive zone. This is Gillis. Jahola. St. Germain going to drive into the paint, going to try to get it to go, nothing doing. This is Theory. Theory drives, gets a nice screen there, down baseline, can't get anything to go and has to get rid of it, so he wasn't out of bounds. So Piero up top now, waits for the screen from Gillis. Now over to Jahola. Jahola looking for somewhere to go. The Rebels are just plugging that hole really, really well. And it's going to fall, and it's going to draw the foul. So Jahola will go to the line and try to get a 3 the old-fashioned way. So Jahola on the board now for the Rails. And he'll go to the line, shoot 1. And that goes off the backside of iron, but Gillis tried to go get it, can't make it happen. Nelson tried to get there too, but Gillis got the last touch, so that's going to go Rebel ball. Possession arrow right now belongs to the Rebels. Long pass. This is Lowe. Lowe gives it off to Bodie. Bodie drives into the paint. Paint can't get it to fall, but gives his own little board off the touch of Gillis. And now there's a battle. Foul going to be called on number 15 white. That's Eli Young. That'll be his first, team second. Noonan puts it into play. This is Walker. Walker's far right side back to Noonan. Eli Youngs. Young's kind of quiet this half compared to the first 6-8 minutes he had in the first. And this is Noonan. Noonan for 2, doubled his output from the first half. And St. Germain will bring it up for the Rails. Jahola goes and gets that off the baseline now, just getting murdered down there, trying to get it to St. Germain, but Nelson unable to handle it, but St. Germain put it up, got his own board. Now going to dance with it and give it to Piero. Piero's looking for some cover to try to maybe hit a 3 here. And he drives it right into the belly of Young's, and it'll be the possession arrow will be with the Rebels, so it'll be Rebel ball. Walker to inbound. Jahola pushes a step now. Walker, Gillis defensively pushes back top. Noonan right hand side to Youngs. Walker, nice position there by Gillis, but just Walker able to drop that down over him. St. Germain, nice pass to Piero. Piero drop steps, move over, and this is to Jahola. Jahola looking for somewhere to go. Piero drops into the paint. Nice pass to St. Germain. If they can get that to fall, that was a nice little play. So St. Germain on the board. Nelson with a long reception. Looked like he was going to take the 3, but unable to do it. I think this is going to go on. Yep, that's going to go on Gillis. That's going to be his 4th, his team's 3rd. Sinnott, Omen, and Maz back in. Theory will take a seat along with Gillis and also with Carter St. Germain. So Walker with the ball, and right there trying to get that was Sinnott, but able to get it fall was Lowe. Lowe defensively on Omen. Omen to the line. Can't battling with it. Now going to try to push it inside to Omen. Piero for 3. Can't get that to fall. Right there for the board is Maz. Maz up and down, and can't get that to fall, but will go to line and shoot. So that is called on Walker. That's his 2nd, team's 3rd. Maz will shoot 2. And misses the first. And misses a second. Maz 1 for 4 from the stripe, and that does not help the Rails as they Seven of 12 from the line are the Rails. This pushes out to Jahola. Jahola was going to take the shot now, drives into the paint, tries to get it up, go off the glass, but cannot get it to go as Dewey gets a hand on it. Here come the Rebels. Lowe pushes it down to Walker, now Lowe. Top of the key to Nelson. Now Walker's telling everybody here, let's set it up. And this is Youngs. Youngs gives it off. Nelson tried. That's going to go off the top, go out of bounds. It'll be green ball. Oh, actually, they're going to give that on Eli Youngs. They're going to give Youngs a foul. That'll be his 2nd, the team's 4th. Well, Eli Young picking up 2 quick ones. That's his 3rd, team's 5th. So just a little bit of aggressiveness, as Coach talked about, making sure that in this press and this run and gun type offense that the Rails are trying to do, and to not only protect the ball but also do it by staying out of foul trouble. And Eli Youngs, again, had big numbers for them in the first half. Points-wise, come in and get 9 points off the bench as that sixth player. And that was a miss. And nice little knockaway steal there by Jahola. Going to be jump ball. Possession arrow is going to go to the Rails, so it'll be green ball. But Jahola, way to get in there and smack at that. And then you had Jahola, Maz, and Piero trying on the floor to get there and get that. Oman will bring it up the floor for the Rails. Sinnott on the screen, now drives to the print, gives it off to Maz. Maz looks to Sinnott. Sinnott couldn't handle the pass, as in delivering it. Piero now a little trapped on the line, trying to drive baseline. Gonna go. So Luke Dewey, that's his third, the team's sixth, and going to go to the line shooting 1 and 1. So he was actually at the line shooting 1 and 1. Sinnott tried to come down with the board, but just unable to. Nice backdoor pass there by Walker to Nelson. Nelson over to Lowell. Lowell now able to get it, corral it. Here comes Dewey into the paint. That's Nelson. Bounces off the board, gets his own board, tries to go up with it. Nothing doing. This is Dewey. Maz gets a little bit of body there, but the officials don't call it. Letting the guys play here a little bit. Walker moves to the top side. Lowell pushes it inside of Nelson. Nelson going to try to go up. And now going to get the foul drawn. And that's going to go against Josh Sinnott, number 4. That'll be his second, team's 5th. And Nelson will hit the first one. Carter St. Germain back into the game, and James Piero will take a seat, take a break. And Nelson misses the second. Sinnott to move to his right, gives up the dribble, now looking for help. This is Oman. Oman able to drive towards the paint, now pushes it back, but getting a hand in there is Dewey. Dewey now going to come back the other way, gets into the paint, up and over, and misses, but will draw the foul. Foul's going to go against Maz. That'll be his second, team 6th. So Dewey at the line to shoot. He's shooting 2. Here with 7:17 left. Time running as we are in running time. Dewey misses the first. Subbing in for the Rails, number 20, Sam Nyland. First action of the season for Nyland here. And going to be checking in for the Rebels is going to be number 5, Levi Mickert. That'll be his first action of the young season also. So Mickert going to come in for Lowe. So the Rails now going to try to push it up the floor just a little bit quicker here as they get across that half-court stripe. And almost could have been a travel there by Oman. Wesley Theory now moves to the right. Now goes back to his right as he does his crossover, gets trapped, nowhere to go with it, pushes the bat out to Oman. Dane Oman now going to try to push through Sinnott. I don't know if he thought he was going to push over, but this is Theory. Theory for 3. Like the Tooth Fairy leaving money under the pillow, he hits that 3 all day long. Here comes Walkers down the floor, and almost an interception was St. Germain, but he's used to being the quarterback and not having to actually go receive those. Goes out of bounds, going to be white ball. Girls final from Moose Lake Willow River. The girls win 73-6. Over and back going to be called on the Rebels. So the Moose Lake Willow River girls fall 73-6 to the Proctor Rails. A little bit of a different story here as a 32-point lead for the boys here with about 5:18 left. Clock ticking. Theory moves down to the paint, now pushes it back. Nyland trying to figure out where to go, can't get it, now up and over. Nice little garbage bucket, but hey, we'll take the two. Nice job, Sam, for two. Our junior that came in off the bench here. Just kind of looked like he had to try to get into position, get up and over, but a little too deep. But no glass, but able to get it to fall. Nelson gives it off to Newman. Walkers for three and hits it. Theory for three. Can't get it to fall, but Omen there for the board. Nice rip and pull down. Getting ready to come in for the rails is Logan Lindenham. It'll be his first action. Jimmy Walker with his third foul and the team's ninth. Omen will go to the line, shooting 1-1. Getting ready to come in for the Rebels, number 10, Elliot Weish. Number 24, Reese Bodie. And number 10, Elliot Weish. Hopefully I'm saying those right. If not, I do apologize. But Weish. And Bodie back into the game. So Omen hits the first one. So Bodie, Youngs, Nelson, Weish. Nelson tried to get that to fall but couldn't. And Mickert on the floor for the Rebels. And battle down below, foul going to be called. Mickert looks like he's coming up holding his shoulder. And Mickert is going to get the foul. That'll be his first, the team's 10th. And I think it's going to be Sennett that's going to go to the line and shoot two. As the Rails are now in the double bonus. Sennett hits the first one. Coming into the game for the Rails, number 11, Drew Grochowski. That is his first time, and taking a seat is going to be Carter St. Germain. And Sennett can't get the second one to fall. Mickert, nice job there by Weish as he knew he was falling out of bounds to throw that in off of Logan Linnenan. Youngs moves to his right now, gives it to Nelson. Nelson gives up the dribble. This is Mickert. Mickert now moves to his right side. Weish going to drive into the paint. Now gives it off to Nelson. Nelson nowhere going, but now gets it and gets a hand on it. Sennett tried to get there and got the last piece of it. And now it's going to stay with the Rebels, and Weish will put it in. Just about a minute left here. Minute 20. Sennett getting his hands up in Weich's face. Now all alone is Weish. Here's Youngs, top of the key, way top out. Going down for this Grochowski and hitting it. I believe that was Elliot Weiss for 2. I had my eyes off it for a moment. We are under 1 minute. Was it Youngs? Youngs hit that, not Weiss. That's why it's good to have a stats person. Mickrit goes up, but good defense there by the Rails. By Dane Ullman, got down there and got the block. And they changed it up, and it went out of bounds off of Mickrit. And here come the Rails. 20 seconds ticking. Try to finish on a positive. Nice pass from Ullman to Sinnott, and Sinnott will go to the line. So Mickrit picks up his second. And they'll stop the clock as with 9 ticks left on. And Sinnott will go to line, shooting 2. As the Rails in the double bonus the last time to the line. Sinnott hits that one off the back of the iron, can't get it to fall. And does get that one to fall. Clock's going to start. On it inbounds it. And that's going to just about do it as Nelson gets up and over the line and now is going to hold. And that's going to be your final here from the rail yard. 65 for the Rebels, 34 for the Rails. So we're going to take a quick couple of timeouts here from 2 or 3 of our sponsors. We'll come back with our players of the game. Not only a player from the game from the Rails, but also from the Rebels. We'll be back right after this.
Protect your investments this winter with an enclosed trailer from Wittes Trailer Sales, located in Esco. We also sell cargo trailers, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, and much more. Did you know we stock a full line of Heinecker snowplows? While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Don't forget about our service center, ready to tackle jobs of any size. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
a good mechanic.
And I kept searching.
And searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes. Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
Thank you.
Who will our next generation be? What will they achieve? At Proctor Public Schools, we see great things in the future as we create an environment to educate, engage, and inspire our students to seek adventure, gain knowledge, and make a difference. What do we see in the next generation? We see greatness. Proctor Public Schools. Don't just plan to graduate. Graduate with a plan.
Our renewal by Andersen windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They have just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Hi, I really need to take care of a car problem. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Can you handle all makes and models? Will you get me back on the road quickly? High-tech equipment? Competitively priced? Brakes? Batteries? Tire rotation? Body repair? Guaranteed? Complete engine overhauls? Okay, they check out.
So back here at the rail yard, a little technical difficulties, so it took us a couple more minutes, but we are back here final 65-34. The Rails go 0-1 to start the season here, the young 2022-23 season. Again, want to thank our sponsors quickly here, the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic, Art, and Athletic Development, Irving Community Club Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies up on Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window and Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, Stream Dudes for all your streaming needs, streamdudes.com, Great Lakes Office Solutions, Rob and Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center, Main Street, Proctor, Audiology Concepts with 5 locations in Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, and Burnsville. And also Proctor Pizza, our in-game sponsor. Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop, Main Street, Proctor. Again, we'll do our players of the game here in just a minute. We're hoping that our Proctor player of the game will get out of the locker room, but our player of the game for the Moose Lake Willow River Rebels varsity, I think has to go to Jimmy Walker, number 11. 3 fouls on the night, finished with 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, points on the night, and just kind of all over the place. Didn't see a lot of bench time, played a lot of minutes tonight, and had a pretty impressive outing as a senior for this young Rebels squad. Again, not a single one of these kids was a starter last year, so 5 brand new starters for the Rebels, and they came out and did a pretty nice job. Going to see if we can get our athletic director up here for just a minute. Hey, Woodrow. Woody. Wood. Going to get see if we can get Wood up here for just a quick moment to have a chat with him. I'm getting you some noise feeders here. Go ahead and throw that bad boy on for a minute. How you doing tonight?
Good, you, sir?
I'm pretty good. Thank you so much. Hey, just wanted to have you on for a minute while we're waiting for our Proctor Rails player of the game to come out of the locker room as Coach Evan talked. But we talked about you on Tuesday night. Wanted to give you a big congratulations on your 7AA or Section 7A AA up here for your AD of the year.
Oh, thank you,
nice job,
sir.
man.
Appreciate
That's year 4, right? Or year 3?
Yeah, year
4.
Is it year 4?
3. I think it's year 4. Well, you've been there since the arena opened, and we're year 4 in the arena, are we not?
It would be year 3 then, because that was the year after.
Okay, so it's year 3 then. But the things you've done for our district, coming from a long line from Stopper and Rory and others who did amazing things for our district. Tell us some of the things that you have your hands in that make this machine run.
I mean, what don't we have
just
our
good.
hands
I was waiting for you to say it that way. What don't I have my hands in?
I mean, anything from the indoor to the Agardal to the arena to Ugsted. Everything. But you can't do it without help, and I thank everyone that is behind the scenes that makes it run. I mean, that without them, we couldn't do any of this.
Yeah. Do I get a pay raise for getting Fleisch in here this last fall and being that go-to guy for you?
Announcers are the hardest person to find, so I do appreciate it.
Aren't they, though?
Yeah.
They're a tough road to hoe on trying to get that filled. But tell us what some of the big things coming up. We know we have a really busy 12 more days here before break. I know that Rails TV has pretty much every one of the broadcasts, and at that time we had 21 broadcasts in 14 days. Tell us what the season looks like going forward for you and what we have going on.
Yeah, I think girls hockey's been going for about 3 weeks now. They're off and running, playing well. We got boys hockey playing tonight in Greenway. I don't know the score offhand.
Girls basketball
won again. Yep, boys basketball kicking off. So, Nordic skiing and wrestling starting tomorrow. So we got everything off and going.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to keep you here as our AD, and William Thury is going to join us now. What? Wesley. I said that on the air, too, once, and I correct myself, and I said hi to your brother real quick. Wesley Thury going to join us here. Wesley, something I don't know if you know why you're up here, but one of our new in-game sponsors is Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop. Chad and Nikki and Bing over there, they're the new owners. And one of the things they're doing with all of our home basketball games, boys and girls this year, is we have the Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop Player of the Game game where they're giving you a gift certificate for a 12-inch pizza of your choice. Awesome. You got to bring that a little closer so people can hear you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So tough game there to start the season, but young team in essence. I mean, no, I not young by age-wise, but young starter-wise, young getting going just like they are, trying to get a whole new offense going. Talk us through a little bit about that conversation that you guys had before the game, that halftime, and then kind of how we're finishing up.
Yeah, we got a new offense. We're still learning some things, but we're getting it down a little bit, working the ball around, moving it, setting screens, cutting, but it'll get better as we go along, and it's a new offense, so don't know it completely yet. But
so it kind of looked to me, and I was talking on an air a little bit about that new offense and about how it almost seemed like it was you guys were trying to you were trying to move fast like you're supposed to in this offense, but it was almost like it was a little too fast, and sometimes just maybe out of spot or just kind of trying to force it because you, and I don't mean like you as in you, but you were the one there and you were trying to get that pass where you knew it was supposed to go and that player wasn't there yet, but just kind of that nerves piece.
Yes, yeah. We got a lot of pressure put on us tonight, but we need to be better handling pressure and working the ball around and finding our teammates that are open and spacing and working on the offense.
Very cool. Well, we're back here again with you guys next week. Actually, we got 3 games with you over the next 2 weeks before break here at home, as you got a very front-loaded home schedule. We look forward to seeing what you guys put together. Again, 0-1, but very young in the season. First game, home opener, and I can't wait to see how you guys get better.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. If you catch up with me after you get done, I've got your gift certificate in my truck.
Awesome. Thank
you. All right,
you.
man. Thank you very much. So that's one of those things that we are so lucky to have the community that we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
To come out here and do things for our kids. I gave the player of the game for the Rebels to Jimmy Walker, number 11. Just a great player, finished with 17 points all over the place. Just a fun kid to watch. But the kid that I really liked, and I can't wait to watch as he gets there, sophomore, number 15, Eli Youngs. He came in with about 5 minutes gone in that first half, and just, I mean, he right away dropped 9 points in about 4.5 minutes.
I overheard the coach talking about it before halftime. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just a real quality setup there, and as a sophomore, can't wait to see what he does. Can't wait to see what Ian Gillish can do if he can stay out of foul trouble. He likes to play aggressive. He's got that football mentality, run through wall.
Yeah, you need a little bit of that, though.
Yeah, but we got to make sure we can try to keep him into our out of foul trouble so that we can keep him, especially with that height that he has, since we don't have a lot of it across the board. We only got a couple. Keep that height on the floor where, especially when we have a Youngs that's driving the paint or a Nelson or a Walker's that's getting there, we got to be able to get those hands up and make sure that we can get those shot blocks.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that can only help us in the rebound department as well.
Absolutely. So what's going on? What do we have going on over break at the arena? Anything big besides the high school tournament? Are there any open times that people can come out and go skating?
Yeah, I mean, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there's always open skate. Obviously, I think Christmas offhand is on a Monday, so we will be closed that day. But Wednesday, Friday, there's open skate, and there's open skate for all levels. If they go to proctorhockey.com and look at the calendar, they can see. But, yeah, boys hockey's got a 3-day tournament. Girls hockey's in Warroad. Boys basketball's in Fergus Falls, and then girls basketball's in Monticello. So everyone's kind of on the road and doing their thing, but it's always fun to have the boys hockey tournament in its second year of existence at our home rink.
Yeah, and I thought we had a really great turnout last year. Just the excitement from not only our community but the surrounding communities that came in. And it just we're pretty wowed about not only how the tournament was run, but the facility and things like that. And that helps having a facility like we have.
Oh, 100%. It makes a huge difference. I mean, it's the impact towards the community having a tournament like that because you're bringing all the families and everything into town, spending money. I mean, it's huge for our community.
Especially in the time and age that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Wood, again, congratulations on that AD award. Again, I mean, think about it. 3 years in, and you're much older counterparts.
I definitely have aged. I know that.
But your much older counterparts see you and see the importance that you're doing, and to be voted that way by your peers, that's got to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, I know it. Coming from them, I appreciate it because all of us work hand in hand, and I think everyone that works as an AD deserves it. So I appreciate it. It means a lot coming from them.
Absolutely. Well, hey, thank you for taking a couple minutes and chatting with us and allowing us to congratulate you. And, you and I will be, I'll see you at the arena tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thank you to
Very
Rails
cool.
TV for doing this.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see you later. We're going to close that out. Again, want to thank our students real quick. Our director-producer, Nikki Olson. Our camera was Evan Langmo on our stats, and technical director was Reagan Pazak. And our scoreboard, Braden Schnepper. I want to thank you for all of our students on behalf of myself and these guys. We'll see you again tomorrow night when we're back on air live from the St. Luke Sports and Events Center when Breck will come a-calling versus the Proctor Rails. Until then, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.